What up, y'all? It is a bench press day, which is kind of full torso day for me because I'm doing Windler 531, boring but big, less boring version. This is my 5 plus set, 175. I got 10 reps, which for me is pretty good. I feel strong on terms of my bench lately because of the 531 program. I would really recommend it if you want to bring your numbers up on the big lifts. I've had a major surge in my front squat, bench, and overhead press. Deadlift, I haven't actually tested my maxes. It's almost like I have to choose because if I put too much effort into my deadlift, deadlift is my strongest lift, and going up to like 350 pounds or something on the deadlift is something that taxes my energy levels for the rest of the week. Honestly, it makes it hard for me to do anything else heavy. So I've been kind of like just training my deadlift, with my training weights and not really pushing myself on maxes or anything like that. But I've been able to like rapidly press through personal records on bench, overhead press. I mean, today I did 135 for a set of 20 at the end, just straight cranking them. 135 used to feel like a considerable weight. Now it feels like something I would do cardio with after doing 5 through 1. And, so I have been really particularly impressed with how it's helped me on my bench. So for those of you who are looking to bring those particular lifts up when they're 5 through 1, and not only those lifts, but the other lifts that you do, you'll gain a lot of strength just through the muscle development that comes with, moving the heaviest weights through those efficient movement patterns. There's something to those movements in terms of just creating buck strength. Here we're just doing assistance shoulder press, 70, 75 pounds, like 50% to 1 rep max, or the training max. And, the objective here being to really improve on form, to really use the whole body in the lift, with, not swinging the hips, but in terms of like tightening and stiffening the whole body before you press up, having really good control, making sure it's a completely vertical lift as a way to prepare for the heavier weight that's going to come up later in the week. I made a lot of progress on the overhead press to the point where I have a challenging 125 1 plus set waiting on me later this month that, I've actually only tried that as a max effort. I've never actually just tried to use it for a workout. So I'm getting strong to the point where it's kind of scary looking at my own workouts on overhead press, so to let you know just how good the program is. Then went to these kind of chest-supported incline dumbbell rows, which is really kind of honestly my primary sideways movement exercise, just because of the fact that I do train my lower back really intensely through deadlifts and other things, and a lot of times I find myself in a position of needing to minimize the lower back impact, and in order to do that I'll do this version of rowing. This is like, I feel like it allows me to go the heaviest. Here I actually got up to 70s on these, which is uncommonly heavy for me. I feel like I'm getting really strong, particularly with this style of row, just from having done it so much. But yeah, this one in particular, you can't help out with any other parts of your body, so you have to be really, the form is really strict, and if you row it backwards, like towards your hip, and then allow your hands to swing forward diagonally as far as you can, that really gives you a good range of motion, a really long stretch on all the muscles of the mid and upper back and the lats. Here I was doing the Skull Crushers Mark Ripito style, which is intended to activate the long head of the triceps, which does not get activated during pressing movements, but every other part of the triceps does get activated during pressing movements. So if you need to add a tricep specific exercise in, let it be one that hits the long head of the triceps, like this one. That way, in addition to the pressing that's already just ravaged my triceps, now I'm over here just wrenching against the long head of the tricep, stretching it out fully, and that's why I go behind the head, and that's why I use that a little bit of shoulder English. Now you notice like the shoulder rotates backwards a little smidge right there, as before I press it up, and that's intentional. That's why I'm letting it go past my head, and trying to like shoot it just past my head, throw it at the ceiling. This is sort of Mark Ripito style skull crushers, where the intention is to hit that long head of the triceps and get really full stretch and range of motion. But it does require a little motion in the shoulders. This one got pretty intense. It requires a little motion in the shoulders to facilitate actually getting that long head of the triceps to contract. That's its job. So then, with biceps, I've just kind of gotten to where at the end of my torso workouts, I hit 2 sets, and I'll just grab like a weight like 22 and a half, 25, 20, something like that, depending on how tore up I already feel from the previous exercises. And then I'll just run reps. I'll just sit there and just do reps for 2 sets until I can't do any more reps, pretty much. That usually resolves the whole bicep issue. It's a small muscle. And then I will, for rear delts on my chest focused torso day, I do these face pulls, which activate the rear delts and help strengthen the muscles in the rotator cuff. You want to have really, good detail in your shoulders, not just for the aesthetic benefits, but for the prevention of